Hey everybody, what's going on today? We're gonna do a video here today that's been requested by a few of you on the channel, and it's actually going to be a budget beast kind of video. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over in the last couple of days I've done a couple videos that showed the best overall hitters to use in the show 19 as of today, and the best overall pitchers to use. Now, some of those cards were a bit expensive and out of some people's range to be able to get and use in the game, and I completely understand that. So a few of you requested that I do a budget beast kind of video on the same aspect. So as always, you guys do me a favor, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Subscribe, and let's get right to it. What I'm going to do is we're just going to take community market cards, and I'm going to take cards that are right around the 20,000 stub mark and lower, and I'm going to go through each position, each starting pitcher, relief pitcher, closing pitcher, and I'm going to show you the best cards in my opinion, top two or three at each position that you could go out there and get and run a really good squad with, especially with directional hitting. So I'll definitely be covering more of the contact and vision guys for sure. But let's go ahead and start with let's go backwards. Let's start with right fielders, actually. Let's do that. So right fielders under 20,000 stubs. Let's actually we're going to narrow it down. We're going to keep it at 25,000 because that'll get some of them in there for us, and we can search by that. So, but let's go over these. For right field, this Andre Dawson card is actually a really good card, man. He's been awesome in the game the last several years, and I haven't used it this year, but on paper, it looks like an awesome card. Great fielder, good hitting stats. The vision at 79 could be a little bit higher, but 65 speed, pretty good. 99 clutch. Not a lot of plate discipline, and he is more of a power guy than a contact guy, but still a really good card overall to use. This Shohei Ohtani card, man, that this one just came out in the Tops Now most recent packs. This is a really good card as well for right field. And we are just going over primary positions for this video also. But Shohei Ohtani is a really good card here. Again, wish the vision was a little bit higher, but good contact, good power. 67 fielding, that's a little bit below average, but it's not too bad. 69 speed, 93 arm strength is really awesome. So it'd be a good bench card. It wouldn't be a bad right field card, but I might put him in left field. Although he has that arm strength, so I just don't know. It's just I try to put my weakest fielders in left field if possible. If I have a weak one to use out there and I really want to use their bat, but still a really good card to use. So third one we're going to go over, and we're going to go way cheaper on these. I'm actually going to give you two options. It's going to be the Stan Musial right here. Great contact, great vision, awesome clutch numbers, decent fielding. 51 speed isn't too terribly bad out there in right field. He's not going to have a whole lot of pop for you, but definitely still able to hit the ball yard and hit home runs. So, but definitely a really good card. And then this Tony Gwynn card, which I know most everybody's going to eventually have, or if you don't already have, the Signature Series Tony Gwynn. So that's great. But here's another option for Tony Gwynn, almost the exact same hitting stats as that one. 125, 121 on the contact, 121 on the vision. Lacking in power a little bit from the Signature Series card, but definitely still able to hit a bomb, especially from the right side of the plate. Clutch numbers a little bit lower than the Signature card, but and his fielding, I don't feel that his fielding would have been that low in his veteran years of gameplay, but is what it is. But it's not a bad option. Definitely a great hitting card there. So there's some right fielders. Let's go on to center field here. For center field under 20,000, this Andruw Jones card, I would pick it, but I'm not gonna. I don't like the contact. Not with that vision. It's got awesome power, but every time I face this card, man, nobody ever gets hits with this card for me, or off of me. So it's not one that I would actually go with. But this Max Kepler card here is actually pretty decent, man. The fielding isn't premier fielding for center field, but he's got some backup positions as well that wouldn't be too bad. Contact against righties is really good for a left-handed bat with 85 vision. Against lefties, he's going to struggle a little bit, but still not too terribly bad. So this is a newer card to the game. So pretty good budget card that you can get there. Steve Finley, man, his I think it's the gold version of his card that I like using also. That's really good. But this one right here is a really good card. I know that the contact numbers aren't as high as you'd think I might typically pick for a good card, but with that fielding, the 66 speed, decent vision, he's got some pop. That's a really good budget card for you guys to take a look at. Granderson doesn't really have the contact or vision that I'm wanting, especially against lefties there. Torrey Hunter's a good card, though, also. The Torrey Hunter card is a fairly inexpensive card. You guys get that in the 1 out of 30 choices that you get along the XP reward path. But that's a good card. Also, great fielding. Contact vision's a little low, but I think he'd do okay for you with contact. So there's a few center fielders that we went over, and then now let's move on to left field, man. Don't underestimate this Michael Brantley card that came out with the All-Star packs here last week. This Michael Brantley card is really good, man. Great contact, pretty good power, awesome vision, 95 clutch. Fielding's pretty decent. 40s forward speed, you know, it's left field. You can have him be a little bit slower. It's not as big of a deal out there, but this card, if I didn't have Ichiro playing left field, I might take this card and put it on the squad, man. It's a really good card to use. Jock Peterson, not going to take this card just because it's all power, not much contact, not great vision. Not a card that I would be interested in myself. Same thing with Acuna. I don't, you know, these home run derby cards were made for power. That's exactly what they were, which makes sense. They should have been. So I'm not real keen on that card myself. But the Eloy Jimenez card, Future Stars, a White Sox card that came out earlier in the year. This card is much cheaper than it was a few months back, and it is a really good card. Great contact, pretty good vision. He's got pop, good clutch, and decent fielding, good arm strength. 41 speed isn't great, but like I said, it's left field, so you know you can take back a little bit on that. This Jackie Robinson card's another good one that would be a good left fielder as well. So great contact, great vision. He's a little bit faster out there. Fielding's going to be middle of the road, but in left field, he's not going to need the arm strength that he's going to, you know, a right fielder would need or a center fielder would need. So pretty good card. And then Ricky Henderson, we got to cover this one. You know, I love the speed, guys. So, you know, you can't go wrong with this card. I used it at the beginning of the game. It was pretty good for me. He does struggle against right-handed pitching a little bit, or he did for me at least. But yeah, the Ricky Henderson card is also another good option. So shortstops. This Brendan Rodgers card, it's pretty good, man. It looks pretty decent on here. He's got good fielding, good contact. He's got a little bit of pop against righties, decent vision. He's still got enough pop against lefties too to hit home runs. But 67 speed, not bad. He does have multiple positions he can play, so a good card for you guys to take a look at on a budget there. The Gleyber Torres one, I am not really ecstatic about this card. That vision at 59 is too low for me, so I'm not going to recommend one. Larkin. This card right here is an underrated card. You don't see a lot of it now. A lot of people have gotten much better shortstops along the way in the last few months, but this card was an underrated card, I think, at launch, and great contact, good vision, good speed, good fielding. He's got that clutch number over 100, which is nice also. So that was really good. And then the last one I'm going to cover here for shortstop is going to be this Cal Ripken Jr. card. I know a lot of people have the signature Ripken card, just like with the Tony Gwynn card. But this one, I used it early on in the game. He was my first shortstop, and he just absolutely shelled doubles down the line for me. So this was a really good card, man. Awesome fielding. It's Ripken, so it's going to be 60 speeds, pretty good. Vision, contact. He's still got pop. He can hit home runs. I hit 354 with him through 254 at bats. He only hit one home run for me, but the doubles were great. He seemed to come through in the clutch quite often for me. So, and he can play third base as well. So there's a few shortstops for you guys to take a look at. For third base, this Aubrey Huff card, man. I believe it was a card in the fourth inning program along the way that you were able to get, I think, at 200 stars. And if you didn't pick this card up, it's not a bad card, man. Third base, you would think you would need better defense at, but I've been using Hornsby over there at third base for almost the entire year, and guy makes amazing plays for me. So defense at third and first base are not as important as maybe they should be. First base, I understand why it's a little bit lacking, but for third base, man, you'd think it would need to be a little higher. But they seem to make plays. So great vision, great contact, great power. Middle of the road speed, but for a third baseman, that's not too terribly bad. He can also play right field or first base for you as well. So good left-handed bat at third. Uh, Vlad Jr., not this one though, not this one. Let's see, and I think the other one's way too expensive, so we're not going to go over Vlad Jr. Yeah, he's been a little bit high on the market for a while. I saw his name and I was like, oh, I thought that was the one. I thought he'd slipped down in price, but I'm wrong there. Let's see. I'm actually going to go down to Chipper Jones, man. This Chipper Jones switch hitting card, great contact, good vision, enough pop to hit home runs, and I've seen him hit plenty of home runs in games that I've faced him. So I know a lot of people are looking forward to the signature version of his card coming out later, but it is a definitely good option for third base. And the defense scared me at first at launch, so that's why I didn't pick him. But still, it's a pretty good card, man. I'm actually gonna go. Let's go back here to Anthony Rendon. This is the first live series card I think I've shown you guys in here. That's a budget beast kind of card. But for under 10,000 stubs, awesome contact. He's trending up right now in inside edge, so he's probably trending up most of the time. But do pay attention to that because if he starts to slip down for a day or something, you probably want to put somebody else in there. But the vision's pretty decent on it. Good fielding, multiple positions again, and not bad speed again for third base. So there's some third basemen. Let's move on to second base. For second base, man, for under 25,000, you guys can pick up this signature series Ian Kinsler card. Look, he played for the Rangers. This is his Rangers card. I wasn't the biggest Ian Kinsler fan. Seemed to pop an awful lot of balls up in the infield when he played here. Hopefully this card doesn't do the same thing, but I've seen a lot of people using it, probably because it is a good budget card. Great contact, good 103 clutch, good fielding on here, pretty decent speed as well. So this Kinsler card is definitely a good signature card for an inexpensive price you can pick up. The Mazeroski card also another signature card that you can pick up for less than 25,000 stubs. This is a really good card too, man. Awesome contact. He's got enough power to hit home runs. He's not going to be an absolute home run beast for you by all means, but 125 vision is sure going to help that contact number a bit. 99 clutch, awesome fielding. 55 speed at second base is a little bit lower than I want my second baseman to be, especially because I'm using Alomar and I used Morgan before that. So I like him a little bit faster. But if you want fast, go with the Kinsler card for sure. And then let's see, scroll down here just a little bit. There's another Kinsler card that's on here, but Jose Altuve. I mean, if you'd have told me last year or a couple of years ago that you thought Jose Altuve would be under 20,000 stubs and a budget card, I wouldn't have believed it at the time. It's pretty amazing that he is where he is right now. But you can pick up this card with good speed, good defense, good contact, enough pop to hit home runs, especially when he's trending up with inside edge, and good vision and good clutch as well. So there's a few good second basemen, and if you're looking for a super speedy one, D Gordon here, this gold D Gordon that was an event reward earlier in the year. Great contact, great vision. He's not going to hit the ball out of the yard for you. If you get one with him, your opponent's going to be just as shocked as you are. So, but he definitely can hit pretty good for those little slap hits and everything, and get on base. And you can turn a single into a triple with that speed. So, just by stealing some bases. But 95 speed, good fielding also. Doesn't need a lot of arm strength at second base. I probably wouldn't put him at shortstop because of the arm strength, but a good option there as well. So let's go down and look at first base now. Man, Keith Hernandez. Here's another good signature card that you guys could pick up for a budget price. Under 20,000 stubs for another signature card. This card was great contact, enough pop to hit homers, great vision, great plate discipline, great clutch number. Awesome fielding. You can get a diamond first baseman fielding there with a diamond shield, and 62 speed for a first baseman is pretty good. So that's a really good left-handed bat option for you at first base. The Travis Hafner card, another really good signature card, man. Great contact, amazing power, pretty good, darn good vision too. Clutch number, plate discipline. His fielding's not great, but it's at first base. So if he feels anything like the Thomas card, then it's deceiving because he should be a diamond fielder with some of the plays I've seen him make. You're not going to get a lot of speed out of him at 36 speed, but maybe keep a pinch runner and a backup first baseman on your bench just in case he gets on late in the game and you need to move on the bases a little bit. That would be my recommendation. I'm not going to go over this Don Mattingly one. We're actually going to cover the Eddie Murray card, just under 20,000 stubs and a switch hitter. I used it earlier in the year and did pretty well with it. Great contact and vision with power. Good fielding there too. So good card. But let's drop down and get a little bit of a lower budget or lower price card for you guys to pick from here. The Lou Gehrig card, man. I used this Lou Gehrig card for the first month of the season, maybe first 3 weeks. Did really good for me. 358 through 534 at bats, 40 doubles, 14 triples, and 10 home runs, and most of that was online. So pretty decent speed. He can play outfield positions as well. That vision really helps, I feel, with his card and the contact. So, but there's some options for you at first base, and then for catcher, man. I know it's close to the 25,000 stub mark, but this Russell Martin card is, in my opinion, an underrated card. For the last, I think it was last year, maybe the year before, but definitely last year, I used his flashback card. That was a diamond flashback with the Dodgers, and he had multiple positions he could play. So a lot of times I would put him at third base because of the diamond fielding, and it was an amazing hitting card for me. He's pretty consistent on the contact power and vision numbers there, which are all pretty good, but good defensive stats, and then 64 speed is pretty good for a catcher as well. So keep an eye on that card. It may drop a little bit here in the next few weeks or so too, so it might fall into your budget maybe a little bit better. The Joe Torre card I haven't used personally, but I've heard from a lot of people that it's a really good card. Contact, power, vision, decent fielding there at catcher for you. 46 speed, not too terribly bad for a catcher, but that's another good option, and he can play first base as well. So let's scroll down here. There's got to be maybe one other. This is the one, and it's a lower priced one, but the Jason Kendall card, man. You want some speed on the bases out of your catcher. 76 speed, awesome contact, awesome vision. Hey, he's got a little bit of pop, more obviously against lefties than righties, pretty good, and defensive stats are pretty good there as well. So let's move on to pitchers now. And we'll go ahead and go to closing pitchers first. This Greg Holland card, I covered it, I believe, in the pitching cards that I went over here in a recent video, as well as the Fernando Rodney. But these are a couple of good closing pitchers to add to your staff for sure. Hard throwing. With that splitter combo also is going to be pretty nasty, but that's a good card for you. The Fernando Rodney probably has one of the sickest circle changes in the entire game, in my opinion. So really good card there, and brings the heat as well with a pretty decent slider. It is probably his worst pitch on this card because the control on it is a little bit off, but it's a really good card. You can stick mostly with two seamers and circle changes with this card and have pretty good success. I've 79 innings and a 102 ERA with him, so done pretty well for me. And then this Kirby Yates card has fallen quite a bit over the last month, so down to 25,000 stubs, man. But really good card with the fastball, the splitter, the slider, and then the two-seamer just like a sinker. Great hits and Ks per 9 and home runs per 9. I wish it was a little bit higher, but that's pretty good. And then 99 clutch, 99 break, so really good option there for you guys out of the pen. Let's move on to relief pitchers. I know some of them are going to be cheaper. We'll cover like 3 of these here, but this Ken Giles card is the first one that's pretty good. High speed fastball, slider and changeup combo there. Not too bad. Great hits and Ks per 9, home runs per 9, pretty good at 89. But this is a pretty good card to use out of the pen. And then the Brandon Morrow card also. The cutter, man, he's got the fast fastball and then the cutter also there, dropping off just a little bit in speed, but maybe enough to throw him off just a bit. I wish this card had a changeup, but the slider is going to be a good pitch for you as well. So definitely a good card to pick up for the pin. And then actually, let's go down. I'm not going to cover the Johnny Venters card. Everybody knows this card. Everybody's seen this card. It's a good card. I don't think I need to cover this one. If you want this one, 4,000 stubs, pick it up. It's a good lefty to have out of your bullpen by all means. But let's see. Where's another? Betances is cheap right now. That's a really good one. This Cam Bedrosian is a pretty good card though here also. So he's got the four seamer, the slider, and the changeup. Throws hard with a nice speed differential on the pitches there. Not great, but pretty good on the speed differentials. So there's some good budget cards definitely to have out of your pen. But starting pitchers and the last ones we'll go over here. I'm not a big fan of this Whitey Ford card. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just watching the slow windup that drives me crazy. But I'm just not a big fan of it, man. I've faced it a couple times and absolutely shelled him. I don't know. It's not a big one for me, but it is inexpensive for a signature series card. So if you guys want to check it out and try it, let me know in the comments how it worked for you. By all means. The Luis Castillo All-Star Game card is a really good card, man. 94.97 on the hits and Ks per 9. Home runs per 9 I wish was quite a bit higher, but he does throw hard with a good pitch speed differential to the changeup and the slider with that 99 velocity, man. That's really good. This card's a really decent card. I haven't seen how the break is on his two-seamer and if it's much like a sinker or not. Some of them break a little bit more on the two-seamers than others. Some are just like a sinker, and then others don't have as much break as you would hope for. But he's got 93 break on his pitches, so I'm thinking it's probably a pretty decent card. Not going to cover this one here. I'm not a big fan of this card. The Mark Pryor card was a card that a lot of people used at the beginning of the game, but didn't do great for him. The Bob Feller card. It's a card that not a lot of people use, and I think it's because the control was such an issue with him. But he's got good four-pitch combo here. Hits and Ks per 9, really nice looking. 85 on the home runs per 9. That clutch number is a little bit low, so that would worry me maybe a little bit. It's not as important as I maybe put into it, but I like the higher clutch numbers just for me personally. So, and then I know we just had a Roy Oswalt Signature Series card that just came out, but this one right here is a good, much lower budget card to use. This one is always giving me fits hitting wise, but 24 mile per hour difference from the fastball to the curveball is great. And he's got the perfect five pitch combo. So really good card here in the Roy Oswalt. Tom Seaver, I can't wait for his signature card to come out, man. This is my favorite pitcher last year in the entire game. And but the diamond version here, the 89, is also really good, man. He's got good velocity, good pitch speed differential, that perfect five pitch combo as well. And just wish that home runs per 9 was a little bit higher. But when the signature one drops of this one, it's gonna be crazy. And then the Rick Ankiel card. Let's go over this one real quick. Signature Series card for under 15,000 stubs, under 14,000 stubs. Great hits and Ks per 9. The clutch number a bit low, but sorry, my cat's over here driving me crazy. But the home runs per 9 I wish was a little bit higher. It would probably be a better card to use before you get to Championship Series, so that home runs per 9 isn't affected nearly as much. And pretty decent clutch number as well. But the crazy thing about this card, which I'm sure you guys know by now, is the hitting on this card. Look at this. Left-handed bat with 77 contact against righties, 57 lefties, 84 power against righties, and 69 power against lefties with 58 vision. For a pitcher, this is like Ohtani type right here, man. As far as the hitting and stuff goes, or close to it. But pretty decent card there for the starting rotation. And then there's a couple of other ones down throughout here. Kerry Wood. A lot of people probably went through this card early on, and maybe you're not using it now, but he is quite cheap now. DeGrom. I'm not a big fan of the arm angle on his card. I never have been. I like more of a three-quarter arm angle for my pitchers, as opposed to the straight over the top. But still not a bad card for a live series card as well. So, but there's a bunch of good options for you guys that are budget cards. We went over a few at every position. And hopefully this video helps you guys maybe to build a better squad on a budget. And let me know in the comments what you guys think. If there's some that I missed that you guys think are really good cards that are, in that under 25,000 stub mark, send me a comment, send me a message, let me know. But as always, you guys do me a favor, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Subscribe, and we will catch you guys on the next video. Thanks.